Hi, everyone, and welcome to the first episode ever of Connect Your Dots, the podcast. Unfortunately, we tried to put this together last week, and due to some unfortunate technical issues in recording, it didn't quite work. But we're back again, and we're capturing the audio portion. And the idea of recording these episodes is to just talk with anyone and everyone about what connecting your dots looks like in your life with business and health and career and family and fun. And it's not an interview. It's not a set list of questions and answers. It's just a conversation that we kickstart and see where it goes. And I'm super happy to have our first guest ever for the first ever edition is Robyn Schwartz, and she is an esthetician and nail artist who has won national awards for her work, and she is an ACE Accents educator and been in the business for many years now, in a variety of capacities as business owner and artist, and now I'm working in a salon where she owns her own business within that salon in the small town of Grand Forks, British Columbia. So she's doing all this amazing work out of a town of under 5,000 and online and all across the country, creating some buzz with what she's doing. So, and she's also my sister. I think I have to put that in there somewhere too, as a bit of a caveat. But yay, she's here with me tonight. So thank you, Robyn.
Hey, thank you.
So I gave a bit of your background, or where you're at right now there. Was there anything you wanted to add to that, or that's what folks need to know for now?
I think that's quite a bit for now. Like, that's pretty much my life in a nutshell right now.
There you go.
Yeah.
Now you started off with one of your dogs in your lap. Is he still there?
No, I kicked him out of the room.
All right. Well, we might hear him anyway in the background. So yeah, like I said, hey, thanks for hanging out. This will be fun.
Problem.
This will be good. I have my glass of water. I don't have my glass of wine yet. I thought about it, but we gotta do this successful technology thing first. So, like I said, I mean, you've owned your own salon. You've worked in salons. You've got your own business now that's inside a salon, and you've had sort of all these ways that you've held the business aspect of your job, along with the creative and the artistic and the whole outside of the box art piece as well. And then there's also that piece of clients and keeping clients happy and giving them what they want to do and giving what they want to have. And so I think that's sort of, for me, those are the big three dots in my head anyway, that I see you working with. Would that be fair, or is there another aspect that I'm missing there?
No, I think that's pretty much the main part of it. Like, trying to keep myself happy and clients happy is definitely trying to find a balance with everything. So it's not always easy because, the clients have to come first. They're the whole reason why I'm in this job. So it's definitely been hard to find the balance between myself and work. That's always a struggle for me, actually. But getting there is tricky. I'm still working on it, honestly, to this day. So I don't think it's something that ever. You have to find you have to find balance between work and home. And now that I'm trying to work the educator thing into my life as well, it's definitely harder to find a balance. That's for sure.
So what does that search for balance look like for you? Like, how do you go about that? Is it one of those things you kind of throw yourself into all or nothing, or do you pick away at it and see what grows? Like, what's your personal style in that?
Yeah, I'm still working on that one. Honestly, it's hard because teaching is definitely a role that I would like to do more of. That's somewhere I would like to be, for sure. But in terms of finding a balance, I mean, I've got some amazing clients that I don't ever want to lose. Mm-hmm. And I do want to keep them close, but it's hard for me to keep them exactly where I need them and not lose out on the training and the travel that I so desire to do, and still try and keep that exactly where I need it to as well. So, I mean, it's, in terms of planning, it's booking way ahead and making sure that everyone's kept happy, and trying to balance my life with downtime and work time, which is always hard too.
Especially when you've got your own business going, it sort of it gets embedded into your life kind
Very
of
much
automatically. So you're talking about the educator piece, and sort of that's a newer aspect of stuff that you're doing. So I'm always curious where that came from for you. How did that, and I don't use the word creep in a bad way, but how did that all of a sudden creep into your life or appear in your life, and you went, oh, hey, hi there?
What's that, the educator thing?
Yeah.
I've always wanted to. Like, I've always wanted to teach. I don't know why. It's just something I've always felt that I've wanted to do, ever since day one. I think because I always saw a need for it, especially being in a small town where we don't have the option for classes readily available where I live, and it never has been. Like, classes are always available in bigger centers, and they're just not available for little towns. So I wanted, mainly, I think, to become an educator too, was to be able to bring teaching closer to everyone that's in the town that I'm in, and areas like this, especially the small centers, and just make it more available. Plus, I saw a need for furthering education for this job, because so many people they get trained and they get out on their own, and then that's it. They're lost. They have no idea what they're doing. And I definitely saw a lack of education, and I wanted to be able to bring that to people. And I've got 20-something years of knowledge behind me, and I kind of want to help people. I'd like to be able to share what I know, as opposed to me just going, oh, well, this is my thing, and I'm not going to show you. I'm out here to help people and share what I know of people, so everyone gets to benefit from each other. Like, I don't think with this job it does you any good to go, well, this is only my secret and my secret alone. So you need to be able to share a little bit of what you've got.
Mm-hmm.
Basically.
In a nutshell.
Yeah.
So how does that, in that sharing what you've got, how does that connect you back into a couple of directions I'm thinking here? How does that connect you, first of all, back into your clients, and second of all, sort of back into your community? Because there is quite a community around with nail artists and techs, right?
Oh, absolutely. I think in a way, in this town, it's actually sort of helped bring a few of the techs closer together. There's a very definite line of techs, I think, in any town that want to learn, and then those are like, I know everything. So I think just by being able to offer classes in this town, it's definitely brought a few people closer together, which I'm really glad to see.
Very cool. And how does that connect? How does that then connect back into the clients?
It's the client confidence, which is huge. My clients kind of enjoy, they always ask, oh, what classes are you teaching, or where are you going, or what are you up to now? Like, they like to hear what I'm doing. I think it sort of makes them like, oh, well, I go see this girl, and, she's teaching, and, it's a little bit of a bragging right for them. Mm-hmm. But then it also helps with the other clients in town, because they can say, oh, yeah, I'm taking this class, and I'm learning this, and I'm learning that. Like, it sort of helps the whole system run better, quite honestly.
That's always a good thing. Well, I mean, yeah. I think it goes even beyond Grand Forks, though, too. It seems to be one of those things, people who, and I'm just going to, this is a story just from my own work. I've got a colleague who, she gets her nails done, and this is, she gets her, like, we're talking done, like you're the kind of thing that you do. And, although yours are better. And, it's almost it's such a thing. Like, she will, even though she's I don't want to say just a client, but she doesn't do her own nails. She goes and gets the painting and the artwork done on them. But it's a thing. She goes and follows people, and that's a thing on Pinterest, and it's this huge Instagram thing. And there's a community. There's such a broader community outside of even just the salon and the immediate clients.
Oh, it's huge. Yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm. So where does...
Oh, go ahead.
No, finish up, sorry.
Oh, that's just that once your clients get excited about what they're doing, it's actually a lot more exciting for us, because then your client is like, my clients are already thinking about their next appointment while they're sitting in my chair. So that's kind of cool.
Oh, that is very cool.
Yeah.
So do you have clients then who are on the one hand excited about what, just in terms of conceptually what you're doing and where you're going and who you're teaching, and then do you have clients who sort of get into the whole, all right, what are you teaching and what new stuff are you trying, and hey, I want you to do that on my nails now?
Yeah, it's pretty much half and half. I've got clients that will only ever get French manicures, and that's exactly it. And then I have clients that are like, hey, what are you bored with? What do you want to try new? Like, they're willing guinea pigs. So It's a pretty good half and half, I'd say, for everybody, which is cool. Keeps me interested, keeps me excited about my job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, see, that's excited about your job. That's always good.
Oh, totally. Well, no, but like, if I was doing the same thing every single day, it would get pretty boring.
Yeah.
So if I've got enough clients that are constantly challenging me, then that makes my job a lot more fun too.
So is that part of what brings this all together for you? Do you think, that challenge?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there are some days clients know something, you're like, dude, I'm still not doing that. And that's fine. You can tell them, like, I don't think I can do that. Yeah. But when they come in with something that's really cool, you go, yeah, okay, let's try that. Because happy accidents can happen all the time. And, wow, hey, cool, I'm going to do that again. So, yeah, I mean, it's kind of neat to make your brain work in different ways, too.
So is that how the hardcore business aspect of business plays into? Is that your brain working in a different way, or is that just part of the necessary evil that comes with the territory for you? Where does that connect in?
Honestly, for me, I look at the business aspect as a necessary evil. I hate to say that, but I do. I would rather, if I was lucky enough, I would be able to have someone run my business for me and just let me do what I want to do. But yeah, the business aspect of it, the marketing, the promotion, all that stuff, it's just something that I'm like, it's something I really don't care that I would have to do ever again. I'd be quite happy to not ever do it again.
So how do you do it? What drives you to do it now then?
I think now, because I've done all my time with all the marketing and the business, I don't really have to, which is a huge relief for me. So for me, I don't have to worry about, it's so much different now than when I started 20-something years ago, because we didn't have social media. So it was all newspaper and word of mouth, whereas now we've got the wonderful tools of Facebook and Instagram and Periscope and YouTube, and people know who you are just through that. Whereas before, you're out there pounding the pavement and putting out flyers and getting the newspaper ads going and the radio ads going, and that was exhausting and expensive and not always cost effective. So I'm really relieved I don't have to do that. So now, for me, it's just more getting the social media aspect of my business going, which now that I have that ball rolling, I'm okay with it. But the initial was a little bit intimidating because it's not a world that I knew. So, yeah, so it's a whole learning curve all the time.
Yeah, and you sort of went into their whole hog. You're on all of those platforms now.
Yeah, you pretty much have to be now.
So do you find that helps with, or does that connect in more to and support your local clients, or does that connect you in more for your in-person classes that you're doing, or where does that create, that end of the business create benefit for you?
A little bit of everywhere. I found that, like, the YouTube videos, I have reached so many other people, mainly because I needed to get my name out there as an educator. I've reached a lot more people with that. The Periscope videos are just cool because you're reaching a whole different market. A lot of people don't have Periscope, but the ones that do, there are some people in town, they've benefited from it as well. But I think it's kind of neat because you're just reaching a different market, and it depends what people are wanting to learn, what medium they want to learn with too.
Yeah.
You have to kind of be flexible and be able to reach people when you can. I find YouTube is a bit more beneficial. Periscope is just fun. But
okay. So Periscope just comes in as sort of a, hey, I've got a few minutes and I'm doing this anyway, so I'll put it online kind of thing, or?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah. But it just depends on what medium people want you to be on and where they can find you easily. And I think YouTube is better. People can replay videos and sit there and watch them over and over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
But Periscope is just a fun little quick medium that people, they can watch it for a day and that's it. But I think in the way things are going now, if you can be everywhere as much as you possibly can be without being obnoxious, then people are going to like it. They're going to flock to you and they're going to find you.
Yeah.
And that's really cool.
That is very cool. And there is a bit of a challenge in I'm going to bring that word back again that you said before. There's a bit of a challenge in being present and creating new to your audience and interesting things for them to digest and watch and review.
Yeah, totally.
Oh, I want to sort of take that challenge piece, and I was going to skip over a little bit because we've talked about clients coming in with challenges for you of what they want. There's the challenge of creating your educator piece to your business as well. But I want to check in on that because you just submitted to another contest, right, for your nail art. So
I did, yeah.
Talk to me about the challenge of and the benefits of what you see in the competitions and the awards.
Well, the awards are always really nice.
Well, hey, of course, yeah.
It's bragging rights. I mean, it's like, hey, look what I've won, you know.
Yeah.
Doing award competitions, like, it makes your brain work in a whole different way. You have to sort of think competition mode versus daily salon mode. So it really gives us a chance to play, which is really cool. And then my clients get excited, like, oh, cool, you know, let me see what you've done. You know, you're competing. That's really awesome. Like, they get excited. And I think it just sort of helps put you a little bit further ahead from everybody else too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey, I've gone out there, I've done this, and I've competed, and, you know, let's see where it goes kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Your clients appreciate to see that you're staying on top of your game too. They like to know that you're going that extra step.
So does that... Yeah, just the way the clients clients see you sort of taking that extra step and staying on top of your game. So you made that comment before too. You've got some clients, like you said, who are like, nope, French manicure, that's all I want all the time. I'm good. Which honestly, if I were coming to you, that would be me. Although as much as, I mean, oh my goodness, your stuff is amazing. But I look at it and go, wow. I would be so scared. I would be so scared to do anything after that. I would need somebody to dress me. I would need somebody to put my contacts in. I would be terrified. So I would be one of those people. Like, I would confess right now. But how does that sort of, you talked about clients coming in with change. We sort of touched on it before, but do you think that inspires your clients to come up with new and interesting things for you to try? Or do you think...
Some of them, it definitely does.
Yeah.
For sure. Without question.
Yeah.
They go, oh, well, you did this really cool picture, so do this. Well, okay, that really cool picture took me 5 hours. So if you want something like that, you need to book 5 hours. And they go, oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if there's a toned-down version that we can do, by all means. But, yeah, I think, you know, clients, it doesn't matter what your field of work is. Clients like to see that you're doing something really cool.
Okay, so that's my next question then.
Yeah, it definitely does inspire them to go, oh, hey, well, if you did that, you can do this. Oh, okay. Shoot, I got to do that again. Okay, cool.
So is this like the fashion world, though? Is there an equivalent where, you know, they'll do the fashion shows and you look at it and go, oh, my God, who, what, how, practical, forget it.
Oh,
is there an equivalent where
yeah.
you can see but then it all translates down somehow into real clothing? So is there an equivalent in the nail industry where there's some crazy...
I mean, there's there's stuff I look at and I'm like, yeah, right, like that's not going to float for anybody here. But you know that you can take it and modify it into something cool.
Oh, so not only do you get to create, you get to take what's already out there and reinvent it.
Yeah, in a way you do, yeah.
That's very cool. And can make that connection then for your clients who are sitting there looking at all these pictures of things that, you know, you've sent off for contests or, you know, high crazy concept, whatever, and say, no, don't worry. This can be practical or wearable or doable for, you know, somebody A in under 5 hours and, you know, B who types and does dishes and all that kind of stuff as well, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, anything can be modified. It just depends on, you know, what the client wants.
Yeah.
Basically. Yeah.
So how do you figure out what a client wants? How do you connect with your clients then themselves individually?
That's sometimes hard. I do make my clients do their homework. They have to come in with some ideas. It's really hard when someone comes in, you've got an hour and a half book for them and it takes them an hour to make up their mind. So they know that they have to come in with some ideas. Or if they, you know, they've saved maybe 5 pictures off Pinterest or Instagram, they're like, well, I kind of like these, but I think you can do better, then that helps too, because then I can go, okay, well, here's a really good starting off place. Maybe we can tweak this and change that, and then we can usually come up with something really cool.
Mm-hmm.
But that's usually how I've got my clients, I hate to use the word trained, but trained.
Yeah.
Because at least that way they come in with some idea. I mean, you don't go into your hair appointment and say, I don't know, you do whatever you want.
Oh, sometimes I do, but
it's good to have a concept, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, it's taken a few years to train a few of my clients, but at least as long as I know what road they want to go down, then that's good.
Do you have any who will come in now, and perhaps maybe they're ones that you've worked with for a long time and they know you really well and you know them really well, who do come in and say, do whatever you want?
I still don't like doing that. That makes me nervous because they're paying for my service, right?
Right.
And if I do something and they're like, oh my God, thanks, you know, I would feel horrible if they left and they weren't happy. So I definitely try and make sure that we can get something that they want, that we can both agree on.
Yeah.
And then I'd rather they leave with something that they want rather than me just winging something and they go, that's not really what I wanted at all. So if someone comes in and says, you know, do whatever, it's like, well, you're getting that black stilettos. Oh my God, no, I don't want that. Well, then tell me what you do like, and then we'll go from there. So, I mean, I've kind of found ways over the years to jokingly make my clients do their work. So you have to though.
Yeah. No, that's fair. And that's an interesting, see, there's some of that balance I'm getting, right? Because on the one hand, you're talking about, okay, we got challenges, you get to be creative, you get to go outside of the box and do some wild creative stuff. But at the same time, bring it back to reality and talk about, you know, the best, you know, what the client wants and helping people, whether through education or giving them what they want, and finding a way to have both of those in the same space. Inside your business.
It's a little draining some days, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. So how do you balance, how do you make it work? How do you balance that?
You sort of have to get into a different headspace. Like if I'm teaching in the same day as I'm doing a few clients, you definitely have to get your headspace wrapped around, okay, this is teaching mode versus work mode. Mm-hmm. So teaching mode is different. Your brain goes through a different space because you're sharing what you know with people, and here's the set lesson plan, and here's what we're going to cover today, so you know ahead of time what you're going to be doing. Mm-hmm. Whereas when a client comes in, a few of them will message me a day or two before their appointment with their ideas, and that's wonderful because I love that. Or they'll just come in and, you know, throw an idea at me, and it's like, oh, okay, so let's see how we can figure this out. It just depends on the day. And I try and book clients accordingly, too. Like if I know I've got maybe on a Monday morning, I try and keep those my simpler clients, work myself into my week a little bit easier.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
How do you, I don't want to use the word disconnect even, but how do you, yeah, I'll use it. How do you disconnect at the end of the day? How do you go home and close the door and say, okay?
It's not always easy some days. Like some days are really, really just hard. back-to-back clients and stressful clients, or maybe the day was just busy with constant interruptions and phone calls, and it's really hard some days just to come home and unwind and just kind of drop it all. I don't know, I find that by the time I come home some days I just really want to hang out and just be quiet, and that seems to be the best way.
Yeah, a little bit of personal space.
Yep, very much so.
Cool. So are there any practices you bring into that, or it's just literally just like, you know what, personal space?
I'm going to go watch the X-Files for an hour and a half.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That's pretty much it.
No, that works, and that's good too. I mean, yeah, that even just to say, you know what, this is my zone, this is my, lack of interaction, this is my own little bubble now, and to clear some of that out is huge. Cool.
Yeah.
That is a lot of connecting you got going on there.
Yep.
That's amazing stuff. I mean, I always sit and watch some of your pictures come out, and I know I only have an inkling of the amount of work that goes on in the background to produce some of the art that you put out, and on top of that, have your own keep all the business stuff in check and keep all your clients out there going too. So yeah, that's why one of the reasons I wanted to have you on here first. I wanted to pick your brain about all that stuff. So thank you. And if folks want to find out more about you and what you do and some of your amazing art, where's the best place for them to start, or best couple of places for them to start?
I'm on Instagram at Robyn Schwartz 1, and then Facebook.com/Robyn's Beauty Place. That's my business page for Facebook.
Cool. And when I post this, I'll put those links up if I can in there as well. So yeah, thanks again for being my first awesome Connect Your Dots episode guest. And if you were to, so I'm going to throw one big giant question out at the end. If there was one word or one sort of idea, if it takes a few words, or one phrase that you think connects you as a person to all the work that you do. So I don't know if that makes it a motto or a mantra or a mission statement or whatever. What would that be?
That connects me to everything?
Connects you to your business and the work that you do.
Oh.
No pressure.
That's a heavy question for Sunday afternoon. I don't know if I really could say that I have one.
Yeah.
Truthfully, I don't know. I don't know. I know there are some days I find it hard to separate myself from my work. So I think that's something I just probably need to work on more. Mm-hmm. Because I find that dividing line between being at work and being at home does get blurred quite easily. So it probably is something that I need to do, is just learn to separate myself from work. Mm. That would probably be the biggest thing I'd say that I probably have to work on. Okay. Not even a mantra, but just finding that dividing line between, okay, this is downtime versus this is work time.
Yeah. Well, I think it sounds from what we said and from what I know of you personally that your work is so intrinsic to you. That you do end up kind of eating and sleeping and breathing it, and recognizing that and then saying all right, and taking that you space and that separation space can be really tricky when it's that embedded. So yeah, wonderful. Well, thank you again.
Oh,
and
thank you.
as this is Robyn Schwartz, she is an esthetician in Grand Forks again, and I will post her links so you can go check out all her amazing artwork and watch for new and upcoming announcements and exciting announcements, I'm sure, about the contests you've been in lately. And I look forward to connecting with everyone again soon for our next session, which will be coming up in mid-February with the lovely Leela Simmons. And have a good night. And don't forget, whatever's going on out there in your life, it's all about what you're doing and you're growing. And get out there and connect your dots. Have a good night.